Let's build an arsenal using 3 of the brand new Brunswick bowling balls being released. For anyone who isn't aware, Brunswick is releasing 5 new bowling balls on September 19th, and today we're going to be making arsenals with 3 of them. The 3 that we will be covering are the Columbia Super Cuda Powercor, the Deviate Mantra, and the Ebonite Crusher. To start us off, we're going to go with the strong and smooth category, and by far and away, the one in this list that's going to fit this will be the Ebonite Crusher. This thing is strong, it is slow, it is a hybrid, which gets it a little further down lane and makes it a little bit sharper than most other strong and smooth balls, but this is definitely far and away going to be the strongest ball in your bag. If you already own an Extreme Envy, a Black Widow 3.0, a new Pure Envy, or anything like it, you probably don't need a Crusher, but the Crusher is going to be a great strong and smooth option. And if you need other alternates, the ones I just mentioned fit very, very well for the Brunswick brands. Next up, we have the strong and sharp category, and there's a lot of balls that can fit here, but to pair with the Ebonite Crusher, one of the better options, in my opinion, is going to be the Hammer Effect. I think this is one of the best asymmetrical pearl balls on the market today. It is one of the best selling asymmetrical pearl bowling balls of the year by a landslide. So I think this has to pair really well, and it's going to be a really good one-off with the Crusher. It's going to be a little bit further down lane and a little bit sharper, which is going to pair really well. Some other options that you have in this category are going to be things like the Brunswick Beyond Infinity, or a lot of the other balls that have released in the last couple months from Brunswick. Next up is going to be the medium and smooth slot, and after all of the recent discontinued bowling balls, go check out my video on that, we are losing a lot of medium and smooth options, so the Super Cuda Powercor is going to fit this slot very, very well. I think there aren't many options in this slot for Brunswick right now, and this is going to be the best option. This ball seems like one that's going to hook early. It's going to be pretty consistent throughout the lane. It can play from a little bit deeper. It's going to be really smooth from deeper, but it can play there, and it can play really well from straighter. So I think this is going to be a great option. Again, it's a hybrid, so it's not a solid. It's not going to be the earliest ball in the world and the smoothest ball in the world, but it will get the job done. Now, some other balls that you can fit into this category are going to be things like the Ebonite Game Breaker 5. Next up, we have the medium and sharp category, and I think the new ball, the Deviate Mantra, fits this slot really, really well. It is a mild asymmetrical bowling ball. It has a medium-ish pearl cover stock on it. It is a really good, just slightly higher end medium and sharp ball. It's not going to be as weak as a lot of the symmetrical pearls in the line, but it is going to be still fit this slot really well and be weaker than most asymmetrical pearls like the Effect or like the Beyond Infinity that we already mentioned. Now, some other balls that fit in this slot originally would have been something like the Stealth Pearl, but that just got discontinued. May it rest in peace. So there aren't many symmetrical pearl options. We still have the Kaboom from Columbia 300. We still have things like the Deadly Rattler that actually did just get discontinued. We also have, I think, one that fits really well. The Troublemaker Pearl is going to be a really good medium and sharp ball if you don't want to use a mantra, or if you're somebody with a little higher rev rate or a little more rev dominant. Now, moving over to the weak options, a lot of weak balls also just got discontinued, so I think the next balls in this list, it has to be the Hammer Arctic Vibe. This ball fits really well as a weak and smooth ball. It's going to be a little bit further down lane, but really, really slow and chuggy. So outside of the other medium and smooth balls like the Super Cuda, this thing's going to be longer, but a similar ball reaction down lane. It's not going to be sharp or anything. It'll still be smoother, so this is going to be better to pair with the Super Cuda for something that'll be just a step to a step and a half below it. And finally, we have a weak and sharp ball that's going to pair well with our medium and sharp option, the Mantra, along with our weak and smooth ball, the Arctic Vibe, is going to be the Deviate Chill Pearl. The Deviate Chill Pearl is a much weaker pearl ball coming from Deviate, and it pairs really well with the Mantra. It has a similar-ish ball reaction, but it's much further down lane and actually a little bit smoother than the Mantra, in my opinion. So this is going to be a really good ball down when the Mantra is just way too much ball, either being just way too early or it's just burning up too much. You can go to the Chill Pearl from a similar spot, and you should be able to start striking from there. Now, this Chill Pearl also pairs well with the Arctic Vibe. However, it's going to be many feet later than the Arctic Vibe because the Arctic Vibe is much smoother and earlier than most other entry-level balls. Now remember, all of these balls can have different counterparts. Brunswick has 7 entire brands with them, so there are many options to fit in every single one of these categories. So hopefully this helps if you're thinking of picking up 1, 2, or even all 3 of the Brunswick balls mentioned. Now, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe and follow for more videos just like this one. Otherwise, make sure to drop a like or a comment if you have any questions on any of the balls that are mentioned. Otherwise, that'll be it until our next one. Thanks, guys.